I've said it before, if I could only have one pedal and an amp, this is the one I would choose. The Rockett Audio Clockwork pedal is my favorite guitar pedal to date, and I have a bunch of pedals in here to choose from. But if you told me right now I could only have one pedal, as long as I could have a tube amplifier to crank to get good overdrive, this is the pedal I would pick as my one and only pedal. It's got a preamp knob on it. It is made by Howard Davis, the mastermind behind the best delay pedal in history, the Memory Man Deluxe. I had one years ago. I sold it. I have regretted it ever since. The things we love so much about the Memory Man, without a doubt, the fact that it is all analog bucket brigade technology, obviously. And I think what sets the Memory Man Deluxe apart from other analog delay pedals is the sound and the feeling of that lush modulation. And this pedal has it in spades. In fact, it gives you a little bit more control than the original Memory Man did, because you get speed and depth controls, and then you get the modulation switch, which means you can cut that modulation off if there's a song that you want a really slightly cleaner sounding delay on, which is why this pedal shines so much. All right, enough chatting about it. Let's head to the other side of the studio so you can hear it. Amazing pedal, beautifully designed. It does have both stereo ins and outs. It is true analog bucket brigade delay with an expansive delay range time, which is nice. Rock solid. All of Rockett's pedals are metal. The entire construction is metal. Foot-switchable modulation, which is very different from obviously what you had on the original Memory Man Deluxe. It's very nice to be able to turn that modulation off. It almost acts like giving you another pedal of effects. Although the modulation will not come on independently, you have to have the delay on before the modulation will be added. So that throws some people for a loop, because you can engage the modulation LED, but it's not going to come through the circuit unless the delay is already on. I love the fact that it's got a level, because it acts like a preamp. So even without a boost, this pedal, again, is beautifully designed to be used as your only pedal into an amp if you chose to do so. And then, of course, it can be powered by a standard 9-volt adapter. It does have an expression pedal option, external expression pedal, that can manipulate the delay time and the feedback controls. Today I'm going to use a Telecaster, and I normally use clean amps. Fender amps are really my favorite, but today I picked up a Vox AC30 because I'm not going to use any type of boost pedal or overdrive pedal. All you're going to hear is the amp and then the clockwork. So here is the Telecaster guitar directly into a Vox AC30. And then my favorite pedal ever. I'll let you hear that preamp so you can kind of tell what's going on there. And notice the preamp is independent of the effect being on or off. So if this effect pedal is hooked into your pedal board chain in any way, shape, or form, this is going to be affecting the chain. It's just something about that lush, all analog circuitry. It's amazing. And then the modulation. If you increase that depth, you really get that sort of, really that old school, more deluxe sound, in my opinion. I hear a whole lot of the 80s and the 90s U2 influences right there. Way cleaner sounding without the modulation, but the modulation almost takes it over the edge of the cliff for that just analog lush that we love. If it starts to sound too chorusy for you, just back down the depth. And if you're a rhythm player, just back off on the amount of mix that's in there. This pedal does great for rhythm players. I typically play rhythm, not lead. So using this pedal with that, I would just back down the amount of repeats, and then I would back down the amount of the mix. Of course, I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't mention that one of the nicest things that was added in the remaking of this classic was the tap tempo, which is digital, but everything inside the pedal is analog. They simply used a digital relay to control the bucket-brigade so that you can tap in real time while playing live that analog bucket-brigade circuitry. And you'll notice, it may be tough to notice in the video, but these two pedals are latch on, very hard, very nice, heavy built latch switches. The tap tempo is not, it is a silent switch. And then of course you can go right back to using the knob to adjust. Unless you're a musician, I really can't explain that warm, amazing feeling that playing an electric guitar through a pedal like this brings you. Those of you who are guitar players, I know you understand what I'm talking about. This pedal is one of those it pedals. So definitely, if you haven't picked one up, if you're on the in the market for an amazing delay pedal, I'm telling you, this one has it. It is the it factor. And what's crazy is I paid like $400 for this pedal 10 years ago, whenever it came out. I can't keep track of time. Years and years and years ago when I bought this pedal, it was pretty expensive. It was in that $350 to $450 range. I've noticed this pedal on the used market now has come way, way down. You can pick them up right over $200 at some places. So it's definitely a pedal worth checking out. And I promise you, you won't sell it. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Hit that like button, share the video with your friends. I can't wait to see you on the next one.